We have our next guest with us, and that is Micky Edwards from Miranda. Hi, Micky.
Hi, John. How are you doing? Good to see you again.
And you. Now, we spoke, I think it was at NAB.
It was at NAB last time,
It seems so long ago now, but it was only about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Now, for those who don't know, I've asked this of everybody, if you could just tell us a little bit about Miranda and what it is that you guys do.
Sure. So Miranda Technology is broadcast equipment manufacturer.
Yep.
We've been around since about 1991.
Yep.
Gone through a number of transitions during that period. Initially known for some smaller units that were called Pico Links,
Yep.
which basically took one format in, gave another one out the back,
Yep.
and the interfacing range. So over the years, Miranda's increased its product portfolio. So we've gone from interfacing.
Yep.
We were the first ones to introduce multi-viewers. We had the Kaleido range, and
Yep.
we're still going for that. And I've got some
Brilliant.
exciting information
Okay,
about what's
cool.
going on for the multi-viewer now. And then from multi-viewers, they then expanded into master control and branding, which
Yep.
is actually when I came on board with them. I was part of the Oxtel company,
Yep.
and they acquired us back in 2000, 2001. So I've been on board with Miranda since then. That brought them the basic master control
Yep.
and some branding. Further expansions of the company saw them bring on higher grade branding and graphics with Vertigo, a Canadian company. And then we moved along and increased the portfolio then with routers. Been very successful with our Envision router range,
Yep.
and we've got some new and exciting features that are coming up with that as well,
Brilliant.
which we can continue
Yep.
with. Moving a bit further on and a bit nearer the times, we then acquired Omnibus, which a lot of people know for the automation,
Yep.
and their stunning product, which is ITX, which is a file-based playout system, and got a little bit of information on that
Excellent.
as well, so give you an update
Yeah,
on what's
brilliant.
happening there. Then more recently, we were excuse me.
That's right.
More recently, we were then acquired by Belden. So
Right.
we went from being a $200 million company
Yep.
to a $2 billion company. And we'll talk a little bit about
Yeah,
what's
definitely.
happened there and some information on there.
Absolutely.
And then bringing us right up to date is the latest acquisition that Miranda had with money through from Belden,
Yep.
is that we've acquired screens, we've acquired Softel,
Softel, yep.
subtitling systems. So they're now on board with us and starting to be integrated into our product portfolio. So we now have a large breadth of products that covers most of the
Yeah.
spectrum within the broadcast range.
So, been around long enough to see changes in the industry. We've gone
Yeah.
from, within this time, we've gone from standard def to HD. We've had a 3D boom. We've gone now Ultra HD and 4K.
Yeah.
Now you guys are making hardware kit. You've got to keep up with this. How are you guys keeping up? What's the deal with 4K with?
So
Miranda,
what
for
we've done
example?
with 4K and early adopters of the technology, there's not a lot of equipment out there.
Yeah.
So we're at the forefront and leading edge of some of this. So
Yeah.
we've already come out with a part of the telecast range we have
Right.
for camera backs,
Yep.
is that we can have everything going down a single or a twin fiber. So we put all of the information that's coming through and the telemetry data that's coming back, if there's feedback
Yep.
coming through to the cameraman, etc. So we've actually now come out with a telecast copperhead,
Yep.
which fits onto the back of a 4K camera, and it uses quad link.
Right.
So you've got 4 3-gig signals
Yep.
going into the copperhead and then coming out with a single feed from there.
Brilliant.
So that's the first part of
Yep.
acquisition, because we really see that as has happened with SD, HD, a little bit with 3D,
Yep.
although 3D was, I think, a technology that lots of people like to dabble in, but
Yep.
there's like only 1 or 2 broadcasters left that are doing it.
Yep.
I think 4K is a different. I think that 4K will be used a lot more for acquisition,
Yep.
which is what we're doing. We're working on production, so we can take this quad link. We now have a multi-viewer that will take the 4 3-gig images
Yep.
and stitch them together, so you can have one 4K image, which is really nice if you can find a 4K monitor to put it on.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of interesting. But we can also do a down convert as well. So we're working on a card to go into our Densité frame that does a down convert. So it'll
Right.
take the stitched 4 images and then give it out as a 3-gig 1080p.
Understood.
We've already had some success with this as well. And then the next bit of the technology that we needed to look at was, well, how do you use these signals?
Yeah.
So we've come up with some quad switching through our router.
Right.
So the enterprise class routers, the 8576,
Yep.
has the ability to take in the 4 links
Yep.
and then switch them synchronously
Gotcha.
through the system.
Yeah.
So we're able to do that. So we now have acquisition through a camera. We have the ability to switch it through the multi-viewer and through the router, and the ability to display it through the multi-viewer.
Right.
So we're coming up with a range of solutions. They've already been used for some sporting events. We were part of the trials with Sony doing the Confederation Cup out in Brazil, and we've also been used for a couple of football matches in the UK that they've experimented with Sky to look at 4K production.
So that's 4K is something I've heard about, and obviously you guys are working with that. The other thing that people are talking about is IP.
Right.
And moving data across, moving imaging across
Well,
through IP.
one of the obvious things is that once you start getting to 4K, if you're putting it down a single pipe, your data rate is exponentially larger.
Yeah.
So yes, you could put it through short lengths of coax, but actually if you're going to start doing something with this through production, you're going to have to start moving it across IP.
Yeah.
So we're looking at technologies at the moment that will allow us to do that. And part of our frame for the routing and everything allows us to look at technologies that we can put in there to help us do IP through a router. So that's the sort of thing we're looking at the moment. As an aside to that, with the ITX system, we also realised a lot of people want to get simulcasts out.
Yep.
So we've now launched at this show, IBC, first place we've shown it, is the IP out for our ITX playout system.
Oh, okay. Yep. Brilliant.
So we put an IP out on there now for simulcast.
Excellent.
So that's really good.
And that's talking about new at IBC. You've got some products with you.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Should we have a look at?
Let's have a look at this. Okay. So what we've got here is the integration between the router and the multi-viewer.
Yep.
So we've got a very robust connector that fits onto the output card of the router and the input card of the multi-viewer.
Yep.
So what you'll notice is that it's 16 because that's the typical flavour of the inputs on the multi-viewer.
Yep.
And this is a cable that's been specially built for us by Belden. As I mentioned earlier, we were acquired by Belden. So part of the synergy that they have is the ability to put this cable together for us. We're calling it M3, and it's the integration between the router and the multi-viewer. So very quickly, instead of having to connect these all up through DINs or BNCs, you can plug it into the back of the router, you can plug it into the back of the multi-viewer. You've got your 16 channels all up and running and very neatly done. Brilliant. So this is a new launch for this show.
So obviously it's IBC, is always new launches. Is there plenty for people to come and see at the stand this year? Absolutely.
We were absolutely packed for the first day. Probably one of our busiest first days I think we've had, with the recent acquisition of Softel on the booth and having Belden on as well. Everybody's come there. We've got Telecast on the booth. So we're in Hall 8, stand D41. If anybody wants to find out any other information about us, please come and talk to us.
You preempted my next question as to where you are. So you're in Hall 8 D41. Obviously people can come and see you there. We are streaming live to the world as we speak. I'm sure there's hundreds of people watching and they all want to find out some more information about it and they can't get here. What's the website they can go to?
The website they can go to is www.miranda.com.
Yep.
Simple. Just log on to there, you'll find all the information about the products.
Excellent. And the new products are on the website at the moment?
The new products are on the website at the moment, and we've got them all on the booth as well. So Brilliant. It's not smoke and mirrors. You can come and feel and touch it and see what we're doing.
Micky, thank you very much for coming on and talking to us. It's much appreciated. We always realise you're taking time out from the booth to do that. So thank you again for
Pleasure to see you, John. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Go and have a look. I'll say it again, they are in Hall 8 and it is D41, and obviously the website as well has all the information you could possibly need about everything that Miranda can do for you.